Hi, I'm going to talk a bit about the career learning resource on strategic goals and planning. In this activity, we're asking students to think about the process of goal setting and planning, which is in some sense the most difficult thing to do well. It's very hard to set goals, especially if you're thinking about a long-term goal, a career goal, where you're going to be in 5 years, let alone 10 or 15, is, as we all understand, very, very difficult. It's something that employers may ask students at a graduate employment level or at any level really where they see themselves going. So it's something that students need to think about, but often they don't think about it in really effective ways, we understand. And to an extent, even planning simple things, short-term goals, we know that not all planning is equal. Some people plan better than others, and there are some basic principles of effective planning that we'd hope students can learn and apply. So this is based partly around the idea of SMART planning, which is a well-known acronym and idea about effective planning, but it makes a key distinction between sort of goal setting, the idea of a destination where you're going to end up, an end state, and the strategies that you might apply to get to that point of view, and makes that distinction for students so that they understand your goal can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't really matter as much. But if your strategies are not smart, if you're not thinking about smart strategies, you may be not really being effective in your planning. So you might say, well, I want to get a full-time job at the end of my degree. And that's a goal, that's a good goal, a reasonable goal and a realistic goal, I'm sure. But the question for the student is, well, what are you going to do to work towards that goal? What do you need to do to work towards that goal? And that's the part that really needs to be smart in the sense of being specific, measurable, actionable, some kind of actual action rather than just a kind of state of mind. And those need to be realistic and in some kind of time frame. So the activity specifically separates destination thinking and strategic thinking, and encourages them to think about a set of different statements that are maybe typical goals, and to put those into one or the other, and to realize that often when people do state their goals, they're really thinking of end points rather than strategies. And from there, once they've identified that, they can start to work on specific strategies for a specific goal. And then some further thinking about what kinds of goals are important and what kinds of goals can be put together into a career strategic plan, such as work goals or learning goals, and then different strategies that suit those. So there's various tables for students to work with to put their goals into a framework and a pattern, and then to reflect on that and assess that by applying the principles of SMART goal setting.